Hi, I'm Charlie McGovern, and I started the Stone Company more than 30 years ago here in Boulder, Colorado. And I hate to think about how much longer than 30 years ago, but it was more than 30 years ago. Um, we've done all aspects of natural history, uh, but I've been fossil prepping for more than 20 years of it. And I used to use Chicago pneumatics and Aero tools, but the Aero tool I found to have some vibration in the tip, for especially doing for anything micro. So I met a German craftsman by the name of Hardy Winkler, who produced tools for working in Germany in the German museums and working on Solenhofen material. He mainly sold his tools in Germany, but I soon became the North American distributor for his tools. Not long ago, this was nothing more than a hunk of or a block of stainless steel. Hardy Winkler machined it into what we call an HW90, aka the Beast. It's well balanced, has a good weight to it, and it has a 5 millimeter chisel tip on protruding from the end here, as you can see. The reason we use a chisel tip is if we use the pointed tip, there's so much power in it that it would bounce. So a chisel tip will help you doze much easier. This is the largest tool that you can use in a glove box. In other words, if you're in a vent, you should be in a ventilated system under glass using it in one hand. After about 20 to 40 hours of use, this front end will come off like this. He has a lot of threads in here. He spends a lot of time machining it, and it's very thick metal. Keep a clean paper towel handy. Make sure no foreign material gets into the barrel of the tool. If you need to, put some saran wrap over the top, but just keep any foreign material away from that. As you notice, there's 4 O-rings. Sometimes after hours of use, they may have a tendency to stick together. In this case, it's a brand new tool, so this is how they should be. If they're stuck together, inspect them and take them apart using some O-ring gel. Lubricate the O-rings, then wiping the excess off with the paper towel. Clean the stylus with a benzene product such as like a brake cleaner or some automotive cleaning solution, and make sure you wipe it off as clean, getting all the residue off. Sometimes you can use WD-40 to lubricate it, and then put the O-rings back on. The O-rings act as a spring, so there's no springs involved in this tool, which is kind of nice. Makes it more maintenance free. And once you get the stylus back into the tool in the barrel, it has to seat down so it doesn't twist anymore. And take the head. This is the Teflon that acts as a guide to allow the stylus to go through that. And then screw it back together. Again, making sure there's no foreign material that gets into the main body. And just snug it up a little bit. And you're ready to go. The tool comes with a regulator, inline regulator, so you can control the air pressure. The air pressure should not exceed 65 pounds psi. To connect the air, you insert that into the blue tab at the end. To disconnect, You drain the air lines and push this down. Generally, I just leave that in there. And then you hook the line up to the regulator. Sometimes I put the line over my neck so nobody drops the tool. The action you use for working the tool is a little different than some other tools. You don't go side to side, otherwise you may wear out that Teflon bushing inside. So you make sure that it's tight. It's not lateral movement. I support my wrist with a sandbag. It's a very ergonomically designed tool. Don't grasp it too tightly. Keep your fingers relaxed. Let the tool do the work. This is kind of a mudstone Cretaceous rock. I'll show you how this works on this. As you can see, it removes a fair amount of material. We'll try another rock. This is a Triassic mudstone, which is extremely hard. I'll show you. I don't want to prep the whole fossil for you, but that's how that works. And then here's some Hell Creek material, which many of you may be familiar with. By the way, it's only running at 40 pounds PSI. So if I turn it up, so that is the HW90, aka the Beast.